What's going on, guys? Gary Yaman here. Welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to compare the Panasonic GH5 to the Sony A7 III. So let's begin right away by introducing each camera and its specs. I'm not going to mention each and every spec, but just mentioning the most important ones that I think are important to tell in this video. For all specs, just go to the official websites or to the links down below in the description. Also, just wanted to mention that both cameras are excellent in what they do. Let's begin. First off, the GH5. It came out in 2017, making this a 3-year-old camera which is relatively old in tech world. It has a micro four thirds sensor, 20.1 megapixels, and it is the first mirrorless camera capable of shooting 4K resolution video with 10-bit color with 4:2:2 chroma subsampling, along with recording in 4K, 60p or 50p, but only in 8-bit. And it also captures both 4K and Full HD without time limits. It is freeze-proof, dust-proof and splash-proof, and it has an amazing 5-axis in-body stabilization. The ISO range starts at 200 up to 25,600 and has a total of 255 contrast detection autofocus points. Weighing in at 725 grams, it also features 2 SD card slots, microphone input, headphone jack, and yes, that is a full HDMI input. The screen can be flipped out and is fully touchable touchscreen. And now the Sony A7 III. It came out in 2018, making this a 2-year-old camera which is also relatively old in tech world. It has a full frame sensor, 24 megapixels. It is a base model according to Sony, but it can do 4K up to 30 frames per second. It is somewhat weather sealed and also has a 5-axis in-body stabilization. The ISO range starts from 50 up to 204,800 and has 693 face detection autofocus points with 93% coverage and 425 contrast autofocus points. Weighing in at 650 grams, it also features 2 SD card slots, microphone input, headphone jack, but a micro HDMI input. The screen can only be tilted down. It's clear to see that there are some big differences. Let's put some pictures side to side and see how different they look. Micro four thirds on the left and full frame on the right. Do you see any differences? Maybe from a smartphone it's not clear to see, but the images coming from the Sony are much cleaner, mainly because of the bigger sensor and lower ISO capabilities. Performance-wise, the Sony is also much quicker and snappier. But I have to mention that the GH5 is doing a pretty good job after installing the latest firmware update, but still not as good as the Sony. Let's check the image quality and performance for video. Here, the differences are harder to see. The autofocus is still faster on the Sony, but image quality wise, they are pretty similar. The GH5 does have more flexibility in terms of grading your footage because it can do 10-bit 4:2:2 chroma subsampling. In low light, the GH5 is doing a great job as well. The Sony seems to be handling things quite fine as well, but for video I have to give it to the GH5 because it's just easier to work with without messing too much with the settings. If you need that full frame look that you get from the Sony, then just get a speed booster to get that full frame look on the GH5. Alright, next topic, it's about lenses. What most comparison videos about cameras don't share is the investment you will do if you get either one of these cameras. So what is to be expected? For both cameras there are affordable lenses available, but the micro four thirds lenses are in general quite cheaper than the full frame lenses. So keep that in mind if you're going to buy either one of these systems. Also keep in mind that things can get very expensive very fast. So now all things are said and done, I will share my personal opinion which I think is the best camera to buy right now in 2020, as they are both still very relevant in the years to come. Buy the Sony A7 III if you want a camera that can pretty much do anything. I use the Sony A7 III professionally as well for my wedding photography business, but also for making YouTube videos. The Sony is a nice all-in-one package, but it does lack a touchscreen that can also flip out. But if you really want to see yourself, then just buy this little device and your problem is solved. The price is also dropping as there might be a successor coming very soon. Buy the Panasonic GH5 if you want a camera that is totally video centric. This camera is not the best for photography, but for videos this is truly a beast. I would not mind using this professionally for any type of video work. Even now, with the latest firmware update, this 3-year-old camera is worth every penny if you're planning to buy it in 2020. Also, the price seems to be dropping each and every day. And overall, both cameras are just great. My personal vote goes to Sony just because it can do a lot of things in such a small package. What do you prefer? Comment down below and we can discuss about it. Alright, that's all. Thank you again for watching, and I will be seeing you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, good luck.